And it's just 7 things to remember. And they're really short, but I found them really helpful. The first one is leading through crisis. 1, remember that you're doing better than you think you are. It's just so important to remind yourself that you're doing better than you think you are. And even if you don't believe it's true, let me tell you, you are. You are really doing better than you think you are. The voice inside your head typically doesn't have an encouraging tone. Often for most of us, it's the internal judge, the internal critic, and challenging the thoughts that we have all the time. But just be kind to yourself in a crisis like this. And I've found that to be really helpful. Like, let's just not break our backs. Let's remember that we're here. We're here because God's got us here at this time in this season to do what we're doing with the people we're with. So we're doing better than we think we are. So let's be kind to ourselves. Number 2, you don't need to have all the answers. And that's something that I've certainly learned. I like to be the person that seems to know what's going on. The truth is, I've learned over the years, I don't most of the time know what's going on. And Isaiah 46 verse 6 says, only I can tell you the future before it even happens. God speaking, right? So I don't know. If you have to say, I don't know, that doesn't mean I don't care. And it's okay to not have all the answers to everybody's questions. And sometimes we fall into the trap of answering questions that people aren't even asking. We sometimes think, well, maybe people should know this stuff. Maybe this would be helpful. But to be honest, it's okay to be the person that doesn't have all the answers. And I think that's releasing for us to know that. And thirdly, continue to cast clear, compelling, and unwavering vision. And I hear it coming from you guys. I hear it coming from you that you, from John this morning, hey, we're a battleship, not a cruise ship. Proverbs 29 verse 18 says that if people can't see what God's doing, they stumble all over themselves. But when they attend to what he reveals, they're most blessed. And God is always revealing himself. And if we can continue to attend to what God's doing, to the vision that's before us, then we won't be unsteady. We'll be stable. We won't be stumbling all over ourselves. And vision, when it's cast in a compelling way, when it's clear, it keeps our teams together, keeps our families strong, it keeps our communities on track, it keeps our nation moving forward. And last year, I think that our Prime Minister did a great job in continuing to cast compelling vision as we stay together and unified as a country. And it's the same for churches, and it's the same for your business. Continue to be unwavering in what you're called to. Number 4, call people to the culture. And typically when things are unstable and unsteady, we often slide to our lowest common denominator. We just want to take things easy and we want to just slip back to our kind of relaxed posture. But I would just encourage us in this season, like last time, to continue to call each other to the things that we know are important, the culture that we've worked so hard to develop as a church, or if it's in your business or if it's in your family. You know, let's continue to call each other to loving one another, preferring others over self. And it's in a season like this, it's easy to be have self-preservation as our primary cultural norm, but that's not what we do. We're the people that prefer others over self. So we call people to love. We call people to continue to be inspirational. I love Jenny's comment there before when she talked about she's not the kind of person now that's anxious. And that's the kind of thing that you can call others to. You can lead with that. You know, you're the kind of person who carries that culture of being inspirational. You know, we're loving, we're inspirational, where we can still bring fun because that's who we are. It's the culture. We can call people to that. Hey, let's continue to be buoyant in the kind of way that we live our lives in this season. And excellence. Let's not be sloppy. Like I got up this morning and maybe I could have thought, yeah, I'll just get my trackies on and just moping my trackies. In fact, I did have a proper jumper on, which I had to take off and put this on because I was mismatched to go down to the shops and buy something. And then anyway, long story short, still had a shave, still did my hair, you know, still bringing as much excellence as I can in the context and the method that we're doing what we're doing right now. So calling people to the culture. Number 5, the people who are with you. This is super encouraging for me too. Like lead with confidence because the people who are with you, they're with you. And when I look in this call, you know, I'm not discouraged that, about the people that might not be here. And even in the virtual room in church, I'm not discouraged about the people who aren't there. Or even in the physical room, when we came back after our first lockdown, I'm not going to be discouraged about the people who aren't there, because the people who are there are with us. The people who are in your room are there because they're with you. They're 100% with you. Hebrews 10:35 says, don't throw away your confidence because it will be richly rewarded. So let's not get frustrated with what's not there and lead with confidence the people who are with us, who are in our world, because they're with you. Trust me, if they're here today and they're in the room with you, they're all for you. And that's never been proven more so than this current season that we're in right now. Number 6, guard your spiritual disciplines. And man, this is the one that I've really been so thankful to revisit during this season, because I preached on Sunday that everything is spiritual. And spirituality is that. If we want to be the kind of people that can lead through this crisis, then we've got to remember that everything is spiritual. It's a whole of life approach. So guarding our spiritual disciplines is critical. And that includes not just what is out there, but what's in here, which is your physical body as much as your spiritual world, physical, soul, spirit. So, keep moving. If this lockdown extends beyond a week, I personally am absolutely so frustrated that we are locked down like we are and gyms are closed, because I made a commitment that August would be every day August, where I would have one rest day a week, and I would close all of my Apple rings for the whole month except for the 4 Saturdays. And I was like, yes. And I started so strong. And then when that lockdown came, I just felt like picking up my Apple Watch and just smashing it. That's it. I'm so cranky about this. What are you doing? And I got an email from the gym saying, oh, if you want to suspend your membership for a week, I'm paying that membership because I just want to do, I'm just so frustrated that I can't be there. Anyway, so then Rachel's like, oh, you can go for a run every day. I was like, I hate running. So I've been walking the dog. That's how bad it's gotten. I've had to digress, like I had to go fall so far down the rung of like health and fitness to start walking the dog. Anyway, guard your spiritual disciplines. What am I talking about? Keep moving. If this goes longer than a week, keep moving, because your physical health is as important as anything else. Keep moving. I love hearing Norm say that he's been working out in the garden. That's so good, like being out and about. Keep moving, eat well, sleep and rest well, do your daily words to live by, daily devotions, keep those habits rolling, keep those habits happening, keep connecting in with life groups. Even though we can't gather physically, we can still be reaching out to one another in those small groups that we've got, be in those virtual church rooms that you can be in, and be with the people that fill your emotional tank. That's guarding your spiritual disciplines. And finally, wrapping up, and I reckon the most important thing is have fun. Number 7, have fun. Because you will have the strength, let me promise you this, you will have the strength to lead through and up out of a crisis if you are able to be buoyant, if you are able to be full of Holy Spirit joy. Nehemiah 8:10, it says this, for the joy of the Lord is your strength. So have fun. You see it, it's a cultural imperative for us at Beyond Church, not just because I like it, but because fun keeps the spirit light and buoyant, and it keeps you strong, it keeps you healthy. And so I just want to encourage you with those 7 things. You can unmute if you want. We can have a chat. I know it's past 12:30, but like I said, they just popped up on my memories on social media, and I re-looked at that and I thought, wow, they're actually really simple, helpful things that if I just keep that front of mind over these next few weeks, I think I'll be healthier out of this season.